we're going to have so-called Go-den-sho. Probably, most of you don't know it. Then Go-den-sho makes a sort of a brief history of Shinran Shonin. In this case, Diana Sensei is going to introduce here's brief history. But English and Japanese will be quite different. In the Japanese part, in old days, people couldn't read, couldn't write. So listening was a very important tool to experience the Buddha's world. However, their listening was a little bit different from ours nowadays. Diana Sensei gonna read this way. Shonin. Then the people listen to, then repeat the same phrase in mind. That was the listening. So listening means people listen to the voice and repeat it in mind. Listening was a very serious job in old days. So I'd like to introduce a sensei. She's going to introduce the history of Shinran Shonin in Japanese and English. Thank you.
Shinran Shonin was born in the year 1173. At the age of 4, his father passed away, and at the age of 8, his mother passed away. When he was 9 years old, he was taken by his uncle to Shorin Temple, where he was tonsured by the Venerable Jien. When he was 19, Shinran made a pilgrimage to the Shinaga Mausoleum of Prince Shotoku. And there he had a dream vision in which the prince came to him and told him that his life would last another 10 years. Nearing the end of this 10-year period, Shinran confined himself at Rohakudo Temple, a site for worship of the Bodhisattva Kannon, for 100 days. He received another dream vision in which Kannon, in the form of Prince Shotoku, told him that if he could not perform the rigid practices of the monastics, he should seek a new path. It was after this that Shinran sought out Honen Shonin. Shinran journeyed to Yoshimizu and visited with Honen every day for 100 days, and was told by Honen that Nembutsu alone was the cause for release of the cycle of suffering of birth and death. Shinran became a disciple of Honen's, and at the age of 33 was given the great honor of being allowed to copy Honen's great work, the Senjaku Hongan Nembutsu Shu. When he was 35, the Nembutsu practice was banned, and Shinran and Honen were both exiled. Shinran to Echigo and Honen to Tosa. It would be the last time that teacher and student would meet again in this life. At 38, he married Eshini, whose letters have been a marvelous window into the life of Shinran and of the times that they lived in. At 39, Shinran was pardoned, and 3 years later moved to Hitachi in the Kanto area, where he continued to propagate the Nembutsu teaching. At the age of 52, his youngest daughter, Kakushini, was born, and this was also the year that he wrote his magnum opus, the Kyogyo Shinsho. At the age of 90, about the end of winter, he began to feel ill. From that time on, he never talked about worldly matters. He expressed how profound his indebtedness to the Buddha was by ceaselessly reciting the Nembutsu. He never spoke about anything else. He only recited the Nembutsu. On the 8th day of the same year and month, he lay on his side with his head facing north and body facing west, and breathed his last while reciting Nembutsu. His daughter, Kakushini, was in attendance at his death and wrote to her mother, Eshini, concerned that there were no miraculous sights at his death. She was afraid that he had not gone to the Pure Land. Her mother wrote back to assure her, saying, There is no doubt your father was born in a pure land, and there is no need for me to repeat this. Hoonko-den-sho Shinran Shonin それ証人の俗称は藤原氏ありのりのこなりしかれば頂点に仕えてそうせともいただきやっさんにはして笑顔も開くべかりし人なれどうも工房の命に刻し理想の縁他に催し死によって臭いの春の頃貧乏とって上したまいき半年初なごんの君とこそれよりこの方しばしば南学天台の原法とらけイラク三眼分量のりをたし床品へに両言妙川の夜をたたえて深く死境縁の儀明らかなしかるに主演に思って関係を受けし老若おのの財政の